It hasn't been long since the Golden State Warriors suffered a crushing defeat against the Houston Rockets.
The Houston Rockets have punched their ticket to Las Vegas and the semifinal round.
The Rockets have secured their spot in Las Vegas for the semifinal round, but they might be bracing for an even bigger storm. In a jaw-dropping twist, the basketball world is in upheaval.
Stephen Curry, the all-time three-point king in the NBA.
Steph Curry might be departing the Golden State Warriors? How accurate are these rumors? And if they hold true, what could be driving his exit? Join us as we delve into the details surrounding the potential departure of this basketball legend from his cherished team. Speculation about Steph Curry leaving the Warriors ignited after he appeared visibly emotional in his last post-game interview following the loss to the Rockets. Dressed in his trademark understated style, Curry sidestepped direct questions about his future, but his demeanor spoke volumes. His somber expression and prolonged pauses hinted at something significant.
For sure, it can help me, it can help us. What helps me helps us in the sense of
The two-time MVP expressed gratitude towards his teammates, coaches, and fans for their unwavering support. With his voice cracking, he mentioned that it's been a journey, and sometimes you need to take a step back to contemplate what's next. These few words quickly spread across social media, setting off a wildfire of theories. Fans are now debating whether Curry is hinting at retirement, a trade, or simply venting frustration after another disappointing season. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest on Steph Curry's potential departure from the Golden State Warriors. Adding fuel to the speculation, several close sources suggest that Curry might be contemplating a new chapter. Despite being the face of the Warriors for over a decade, the team's recent struggles could have taken their toll. Curry, no stranger to bearing the weight of a franchise, boasts 4 championships, 2 MVP titles, and countless broken records. Some believe he may be ready to seek new challenges or even retire from the game entirely. Let's explore the reasons why many think he might be preparing to leave the Warriors. While the NBA buzzes with rumors of Curry leaving the Warriors, the pressing question remains: why would Steph Curry leave the team that made him a global icon? Several factors are fueling this speculation. Steph Curry is renowned for being a family man. Whether it's heartwarming moments with his children, photos of his wife Aisha on Instagram, or public family outings, Curry consistently prioritizes his loved ones. At 36, with a decorated career behind him, he might want to slow down and spend more quality time with his family. His oldest daughter, Riley, is growing up quickly, and Curry has undoubtedly missed many milestones while traveling with the Warriors. Fans are beginning to wonder if he's ready to step back from the spotlight to focus on what truly matters. Aisha Curry has built a successful career of her own, from cookbooks and TV shows to expanding restaurant ventures. The family might be planning to focus on building their legacy off the court. A quieter life away from the grueling NBA schedule could be exactly what Steph needs. But is he planning to leave entirely, or is he seeking new opportunities elsewhere? Although Steph Curry remains a Warrior at heart, the Warriors he helped transform aren't the same powerhouse they once were. A few years ago, the Warriors were unstoppable, winning championships with ease. However, recent seasons have seen the team grapple with roster changes and inconsistent performances, losing key players like Kevin Durant in 2019 and dealing with Klay Thompson's injuries. While Curry continues to perform at an elite level, many believe he might be seeking a fresh challenge, possibly joining a team that's already a contender to chase another championship before retiring. Rumors have floated about Curry potentially teaming up with other superstars or even returning to the Charlotte Hornets, where his father Del Curry made his mark. Curry's competitive nature is legendary. Having reached the finals 6 times, winning is what drives him. If the Warriors' front office can't provide him with the necessary tools to succeed, it might push him to explore opportunities elsewhere. It wouldn't be the first time a franchise legend sought championships with a new team. At this stage in his career, Curry has nothing left to prove. With 4 NBA championships, 2 MVPs, and being arguably the greatest shooter in the game's history, he doesn't need to leave the Warriors to achieve more. Like other NBA veterans, he might be contemplating whether to keep playing at a high level, accept a reduced role, or start preparing for life after basketball. The physical demands of the game are undeniable, even for someone as resilient as Curry. He might also be considering transitioning into a mentorship role, helping younger players develop, or shifting his focus to his business ventures and philanthropic efforts. As rumors of Curry's departure spread, reactions from fans and the NBA community have been intense. Warriors fans, in particular, are grappling with the emotional weight of the speculation. Many expressed that they can't envision the Warriors without Curry, highlighting his role as the face of the team for over a decade. Longtime supporters have shared that Curry's presence inspired their love for basketball, viewing him not just as a player, but as an inspiration. Within the Warriors organization, teammates like Draymond Green and Klay Thompson have reportedly expressed deep admiration for Curry's leadership and character. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr has praised Curry's unparalleled impact on the team, emphasizing his incredible influence both on and off the court. The broader NBA community has also weighed in, with analysts and former players acknowledging Curry's transformative role in the league. Current NBA stars have expressed a mix of shock and respect, recognizing that if anyone has the right to make such a significant decision, it's Steph Curry. If Curry does decide to leave the Warriors, the team will face one of its biggest challenges in years. Curry is not just a scorer, he's the engine that drives the team's offense. His ability to stretch the floor with deep three-pointers forces defenses to focus on him, creating opportunities for other players. Without him, Golden State's signature fast-paced ball movement and spacing would be much harder to execute. Additionally, losing a leader like Curry, whose calm presence and relentless work ethic set the tone for the team, could leave the Warriors searching for a central figure to hold the team together. With Curry gone, the Warriors might need to rebuild, focusing on developing young talents like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. These players have shown potential, but will require significant coaching and time to become stars. Alternatively, the Warriors could use their draft picks to find new talent, though replacing Curry's unique skills would be nearly impossible. They might also consider trading for another superstar, but finding someone of Curry's caliber is unlikely. Instead, the team might focus on building a deep, balanced roster with several strong contributors rather than relying on a single superstar. Curry's departure would fundamentally alter the Warriors' identity. Known as Steph Curry's team, the Warriors have become a global brand, with Curry's jersey flying off the shelves year after year and fans traveling worldwide to see him play. Losing him risks diluting the magic that made the team special. The Warriors would need to find ways to keep fans engaged, especially if the team struggles to maintain its championship-level performance. The journey to find their next superstar could take years, but the legacy Curry leaves behind will always be a cornerstone of the franchise. If Curry does leave the Warriors, what's next for him? This is the million-dollar question on everyone's mind. At this stage of his life and career, Curry has numerous intriguing options. Imagine Steph Curry joining a championship-ready squad to chase one last ring. Teams like the Miami Heat, Denver Nuggets, or Milwaukee Bucks could greatly benefit from his presence. Alternatively, he might consider a sentimental return to the Charlotte Hornets, his father Del Curry's former team, creating a storybook ending to his legendary career. Curry has the basketball IQ to move into coaching or management. Picture him on the sidelines, teaching young players how to master those deep threes, or transitioning into broadcasting like Shaq and Charles Barkley. With his charm and charisma, Curry would undoubtedly be a fan favorite on any sports show. Basketball isn't Curry's only passion. He's already made a name for himself in the business world with his production company, Unanimous Media, which is thriving with movies, TV projects, and partnerships. Additionally, his smart investments could lead him to expand his business empire even further. Curry and his wife Aisha are deeply committed to their Eat, Learn, Play foundation, which supports children through education, nutrition, and active lifestyles. Stepping away from the NBA could allow Curry to focus more on growing his foundation and making a bigger impact in communities nationwide. Leaving the Warriors wouldn't erase everything Curry has accomplished. He'll always be remembered as the player who built the Warriors' empire one three-pointer at a time. Regardless of his next move, Curry's legacy is already cemented as one of the greatest players in NBA history, not only for his championships and MVPs, but also for how he revolutionized the game itself. He made three-point shooting the heart of modern basketball, inspiring an entire generation of young players to shoot from anywhere and believe in their potential, no matter their size. Whether Curry stays in the game or moves on to something new, his name will forever be synonymous with greatness. From his deep threes to his unparalleled leadership, Curry has given fans countless unforgettable moments. As one chapter closes, another begins. The big question now is, what will Steph Curry do next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates, and click on the next video appearing on your screen. You won't want to miss it.
First person I can honestly say that looks like Steph Curry. Like she's not guardable right now, and she can hit almost any shot from the outside.
Almost any.
How much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison.
From long-range shots to lasting influence, Caitlin Clark isn't just setting records, she's shattering them. Surpassing even Steph Curry's iconic three-point average, she's reshaping the future of basketball. But what happens when Caitlin Clark crosses paths with Steph Curry's legacy?
Do you think Caitlin Clark could beat Steph Curry in a three-point contest?
That's tough. Shooters can have an off night. You just never know. Caitlin has no conscience where she pulls from.
Steph has no conscience where he pulls from.
Been doing it for a long time, so can never go against Steph. Steph has been doing it for a long time.
Recently, Caitlin Clark has solidified her place in basketball history, and it's not just because of her scoring ability, it's where she scores from. New stats show that Caitlin Clark now holds the record for the longest average three-point range, an incredible 28 feet.
I think the WNBA narrative right now is Caitlin Clark, and I think that's a good narrative, but it's also not the only narrative. Caitlin is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things. You're the #1 pick. People are going to go after.
This remarkable accomplishment not only surpasses the previous record held by NBA legend Steph Curry, but it also sets a new, higher standard for shooting excellence in basketball. By pushing the boundaries of what was once thought possible, Caitlin Clark has redefined the range at which players can score, inspiring future generations to aim even further.
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlin Clark?
I think I'll just be the female version of Steph.
At just 22 years old, Clark's achievement is far more than a statistical outlier. It's a reflection of her unmatched skill, court awareness, and unshakable confidence. As the all-time leading scorer in college basketball, regardless of gender, she has already left an indelible mark on the game. With her new record-breaking 28-foot average, Caitlin Clark has not just added a new statistic to her resume, she's fundamentally redefined what it means to be a sharpshooter in the modern era. To put her accomplishment into perspective, Steph Curry, widely considered the greatest shooter in basketball history, boasts a three-point range averaging around 27 feet. At the time, that seemed untouchable. Curry's range revolutionized the game, sparking an era of deep shooting and permanently changing the way basketball is played. But now, Caitlin Clark has pushed that boundary even further, raising the bar to new heights.
I love me some Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in the history of basketball.
However, Clark has taken that revolution even further, stretching the boundaries of possibility with an additional foot of range that makes her a constant threat the moment she crosses half court. This is no accident. Clark's shooting range is the result of years of dedicated training, an innate basketball IQ, and an unwavering competitive spirit. Her shooting form is a perfect balance of precision and power, enabling her to effortlessly launch shots from well beyond the arc. But what truly sets her apart is her fearlessness. Clark isn't afraid to take shots from distances most players wouldn't even think about. Whether it's a contested three in the final seconds of a game or a casual pull-up from 30 feet on the fast break, she makes what seems impossible look completely effortless.
Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She's a certified bucket. To quote Shaq, I was not familiar with her game. I respect her game. She's a fucking baller. She was pulling up like Steph Curry from deep. But I just got one question. Matt, do you think you can beat Caitlin Clark in one-on-one?
Absolutely not. Nobody here can.
I'm busting her ass. You wild. Shit. You wild, bro.
This record also speaks volumes about the evolution of women's basketball. Clark's success stands as a powerful testament to how the game has progressed, with athletes consistently pushing the limits of what's possible on the court. Her remarkable shooting range has drawn comparisons to Curry, but it has also established her as a trailblazer in her own right, showing that women's basketball is just as dynamic, innovative, and game-changing as the men's game.
I think Steph Curry made the WNBA watchable.
Caitlin Clark, baby.
The way that Caitlin Clark was playing was a very digestible form of basketball. But now this girl out of nowhere is playing like Steph, and it was still digestible.
Meanwhile, Clark has reached this milestone in an era where defenders are more focused than ever on limiting long-range threats. Opponents specifically game plan to neutralize her, yet she continues to excel, constantly finding ways to create space and sink one clutch shot after another from deep. Her 28-foot average isn't just a number, it's a declaration of dominance. As Caitlin Clark keeps breaking records and exceeding expectations, the basketball world is left to wonder just how much further she can push the boundaries of shooting.
Is there anybody in the NBA under the age of 30 that's a bigger name, bigger jaw, bigger star than Caitlin Clark?
For now, one thing is clear. Clark has not only surpassed Steph Curry's legendary mark, but has firmly established herself as one of the most transformative figures in basketball. Her 28-foot average three-point range is more than just a record, it's the foundation of a legacy in the making. Caitlin Clark isn't just redefining the game of basketball, she's reshaping its entire business model. The sharpshooting sensation, already celebrated for her historic three-point average that outpaces even Curry, is demonstrating that her influence extends far beyond the court.
I mean, honestly, $1,000 for a family of four to go to a WNBA game. That seems wild. It really does. The Clark effect.
Clark now represents an incredible 1/4 of all WNBA merchandise and ticket sales. This remarkable achievement highlights her power to attract fans, drive revenue, and become a true game changer for women's sports. Moreover, in a league that has long battled for visibility and equality, Clark has sparked an unprecedented wave of fan engagement. From jerseys bearing her name to arenas packed with fans chanting in her honor, Clark is more than just a player. She's become a movement.
Caitlin Clark, her style of play it's not just her individually as a person or what skin color she is. I think it's, more so about her style of play, her playing.
According to reports, her merchandise sales alone make up nearly 25% of the WNBA's total revenue in this category, an extraordinary figure that speaks to her unmatched popularity. Whether it's fans buying her iconic number 22 jersey or scooping up exclusive Caitlin Clark-themed collectibles, her appeal is undeniable. The same goes for ticket sales. Clark's games are an event, consistently attracting record-breaking crowds.
This Nike billboard honors the all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. I love that.
Nike has finally reached out to Caitlin Clark with a substantial apology, signaling a strategic move that goes far beyond merely adding a banner or placing a prominent advertisement in an arena. For months, fans have been left wondering why Nike, the world's leading sports brand, remained silent about its most promising young star. Their prolonged silence was nothing short of deafening. With Adidas now stepping in with a lucrative offer, Nike appears to be urgently addressing the situation to secure Clark's allegiance. The pressing question is whether Nike's apology is heartfelt or simply a reactive measure to prevent losing Clark to a competitor. This unfolding drama not only highlights the fierce competition within the sports apparel industry, but also sets the stage for Clark's potential dominance in the WNBA.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world?
Caitlin Clark, women's basketball's breakout star, had an extraordinary season. She propelled her team to new heights, shattered multiple records, and captivated audiences with her electrifying play style, establishing herself not just as a player, but as a true game changer. With Nike securing her with a substantial contract, expectations soared that her first playoff game would become the most watched WNBA playoff event since 2000, potentially drawing 1.84 million viewers. However, reality fell short of these lofty expectations.
And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark.
For months, Nike did little to promote Caitlin Clark. There were no major shoe releases, campaigns, or significant advertisements, leaving fans puzzled by the brand's silence. This was starkly different from Nike's robust support when LeBron James entered the NBA, complete with signature shoes and nationwide billboards. Meanwhile, Adidas seized the opportunity. Rumors emerged that Adidas was ready to offer Clark a $30 million deal, positioning her as the face of women's basketball, much like LeBron for men's. Adidas wasn't willing to let Nike's oversight continue without capitalizing on Clark's rising prominence. So, what happened next? After months of neglect, Nike finally acted by displaying a massive banner of Clark at the Indiana Fever Arena. This grand gesture seemed less like a celebration and more like damage control to prevent her from moving to Adidas. Fans doubted its sincerity, viewing it as a reactive measure rather than genuine support. Nike had ample time to promote Clark, but waited until Adidas showed interest, appearing to panic at the threat of losing her. Clark didn't passively accept Nike's sudden attention. She attended Nike's event and delivered a powerful speech about the future of women's basketball, emphasizing the sport's growth, increasing viewership, and the importance of national television coverage. Her upcoming signature shoe, modeled after Kobe Bryant's legendary line, signifies more than personal achievement. It represents Nike's attempt to finally invest in women's basketball. However, the delay has left fans skeptical about Nike's true intentions. Nike has a history of prioritizing male athletes over female counterparts, evident in their treatment of LeBron James and Kevin Durant compared to Serena Williams or Diana Taurasi. If Clark were a man, Nike would have undoubtedly invested in her from the start. This disparity suggests Nike was more concerned about losing a lucrative partnership than genuinely supporting her. Although Nike's recent actions are a step forward, they seem too little, too late. Adidas has already established itself as a brand that truly supports women's sports, making a substantial investment in Clark. The battle now hinges on whether Nike can regain Clark's trust or if Adidas will secure her allegiance permanently. Let's not forget other major brands like Under Armour and Puma are after her as well. Some fans would also love to see Clark release her own sporting goods brands. Clark is not just a phenomenal player, but a trailblazer advocating for the growth of women's basketball. Her influence extends beyond the court, inspiring young girls and pushing for greater investment and recognition of the sport. Signature shoes symbolize an athlete's star power and the brand's commitment. LeBron James's signature shoe marked Nike's full investment in him, and Clark's shoe has the potential to do the same for women's basketball. However, Nike's delay has allowed Adidas to gain an advantage, positioning themselves as the true supporters of the sport. This conflict between Nike and Adidas highlights a broader shift in the sportswear industry's approach to women's sports. Historically overlooked, women's basketball is now recognized as a significant and profitable market, thanks to athletes like Clark. Whether Nike's apology is sincere or merely strategic, it indicates a changing landscape where supporting female athletes is becoming essential. Caitlin Clark is more than a basketball player. She is reshaping the game both on and off the court. Her decision to stay with Nike or move to Adidas will have profound implications for the future of women's sports. Brands are finally recognizing her immense value, and their support will influence the trajectory of women's basketball.